Welcome all of you to our Bhagavad Gita class. We'll recap the objective of this class. The objective is to enable reading of the shlok and to understand the meaning of the shlok and to help understand the basic philosophy of Gita. And we'll quickly go through the summary of what we read in the last class. So the class chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge. What we did is we covered from shlok number 4.1 to 4.4, which is the lineage of transcendental knowledge. We talked about parampara, and then we talked about the second part. We started 4.5 till 4.8. We covered the divine nature of Lord Krishna's appearance. So we'll be going to 4.9, fourth shlok, ninth today. Yeah. So what we did last time was, are we ready with the shlok? 4.9, right? What we did last time was we started this chapter, Transcendental Knowledge, by Krishna speaking this knowledge to Vivaswan. And who is Vivaswan? He is the sun god. And Krishna said that he has given in the disciplic succession, the first time he gave knowledge to, he started with Vivaswan. And from there it passed on to Manu, and from Manu to Ikshvaku. That's what we learned last time, right? And then finally it went to Raj Rishis, the kings who are like Rishis, and that's how the knowledge transcended from one to another. So Arjun was surprised and he asked, Sun God is born much before you. We saw that it was, it was spoken at least many years, millions years back. So Arjun is wondering that sun god is so senior to you, then how did you speak to him? Yeah. Then Krishna said that I remember all my appearance, O Arjun, but you don't. Yeah. And I'm unborn, I'm eternal, and I'm the Ishwar of all the living entities, right? And I come down as and when I want to come down, right? And then he explained that yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. And then he's explained when does he actually transcend or manifest himself? It is whenever there is he transcends himself. And then why does he transcend? Paritranay sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaye Sambhavami Yuge. And that's where we ended the last class, right? So we'll start today the class with the ninth shlok. Yeah. Hope everyone is ready with the ninth shlok. Yes. Yeah. So we'll start with that. And ninth and 10th shlok, it talks about if we understand what Krishna told in the last time about his he's unborn and he's imperishable and he's the Ishwar of all living entities. So when we know about it, then yada hi dharmasya, whatever he told, then he says if someone understands, so what is the results of properly knowing Krishna's appearance? That is what we are going to understand in 4.9 and 10th, right? So let's read the shlok 9th. जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो वेति तत्वतः तत्वादेहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सोऽर्जुन जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो वेति तत्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नेति मामेति सोऽर्जुन जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो वेति तत्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म Neti mameti soarjuna. Yeah. So Krishna says Janma, that is appearance, right? And karma, my activities. Cha is and, me divyam. Divyam means it is divine. My appearance and my activities are divyam. It is divine. Evam yo veti tattvata. Tattva is the main thing about that. If someone can understand the tattva about my birth and my appearance and my activities, Tyaktva deham. Tyaktva means to leave. Tyaktva means to leave. Deham means sharir. After leaving this body, punarjanma naiti mameti sujana. After you leave this body, you don't come back again. So you are free from the bondage of the birth and death. And so mameti Arjuna, right? He's telling to Arjuna. So let's read the meaning of it. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna. So last time we read the shlok. Ajopi san avyatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavamatma mayaya. And he explained that he is unborn. He is unborn and he is avyatma. He is basically imperishable, right? He is Sachidanand, right? So he says, my appearance and my activities are divyam. So let's talk about his appearance when he appeared as Krishna, when he manifested or descended as Krishna. Let's think about what happened at that point of time, right? So we all know that Krishna was born in the prison cell. He was born in the prison cell, right? And when he was born, before he was born, he actually appeared as a four-handed Vishnu. He appeared there, and he also what he said, he started giving, when he appeared, he started giving knowledge to his mother, and he started speaking to his mother and father Devaki and Vasudev, telling that, they were in awe looking at when Krishna is born. The demigods, all of them are putting flowers, and it's like, it's all beautiful appearance. So it is celestial. So he says that, it is not that the first time that you are becoming my mother. Yeah, he's explaining this to Devaki and Vasudev. It is not for the first time that you are becoming my parents. Before this also, in Satyug, Devaki, you were born as Prishni, and Vasudeva was born as Sutapa. He was born as Sutapa, and I was born to you as Prishni Garbha. Yeah. And what had happened is Prishni and Sutapa, they had actually worshipped Vishnu a lot. They had worshipped Vishnu, and when actually they they did lot of austerity, and when Vishnu appeared, they were so amazed, and you can imagine what would be their condition. They said, we want you to be our son, and they said 3 times, and he said Eva Mastu. So the first time for Prishni and Sutapa, he was born as Prishni Garbha, and then in the next Treta Yuga, they appeared as Aditi and Kashyap, and then he was born as Vamana avatar was born, and Vamana's avatar actual name was Upendra. And then in Dwapar Yuga, he was born as Krishna, to the same. So this is always written in Bhagavatam. Yeah. So if you want to learn about the Janma and Karma of Krishna and you have to read Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam actually helps us to understand Gita well, right? So he says Janma Karma. So not only that, what happened after he was born? And then he was, he became a small baby, and at that same time, Devaki and Vasudev all were chained, and everything broke open. All the security guards, they were sleeping, and Krishna was taken. We all know what happened and how Krishna was born. We have heard the story multiple times. Yeah. And not only in the avatar of Krishna, even in other avatars like Narsimha, he appeared from pillar. And when he was born as Varaha, one of his avatars is Varaha. He was born from the nose of Brahma, right? So basically, it is so divine. You have to, when you really understand those activities, Janma, appearance of him, and Karma, activities. We know the stories of Krishna. When he was just few days old, he killed Putana. Putana was the demoness, and he sucked the life air out from her breast. Yes, she wanted to feed poison to Krishna, right? And then we know in 3 months he killed another demon, Trinetra. Then later, we know what happened when Kaliya Nag came. Kaliya, he danced on the 1,000 hoods. We can't even dare to go near the Kaliya Nag. And what he did? He actually danced on the hoods of the serpent, right? And then what happened? He, at the age of very little, 7-8 years, he actually held Govardhan Hill on his little left little finger. He actually lifted the Govardhan Hill, isn't it? And then when he killed Agasura, Agasura was a big serpent, and when he walked inside and he killed Agasura, the big, and then what he did? He actually bewildered Brahma. Brahma was thinking, who is this little boy? What is he doing? He didn't recognize Krishna. He thought Krishna is some little naughty boy, and he's sitting with all his gopas, and he wanted to play. Brahma wanted to do some to check that who is he. What he did? He took away all his calf and all the boys, all the gopas. And what did Krishna do? Krishna actually expanded himself when all the boys, all the gopas and all the calves, and he came back to Vrindavan. And after 1 year, Brahma could realize that everything was normal. And he was wondering when he was looking from there, what's happened? I had hidden them. What happened to them? And he saw that it was Krishna. And when he looked at it, it was all Krishna had actually taken the form. And then, so Krishna's activity is Janma and Karma. If you hear and you understand, it is so transcendental. Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvata. That if anyone understands my this activity, what happened? Tyaktva deham punarjanma. You don't take birth again. So imagine you actually free yourself from the cycle of birth and death. Yeah. So we are conditioned soul. We have taken birth in this material world. We are suffering because of our karma, and we think that our problem is that my kids are not hearing, I'm not able to get this activity thing. We think, okay, traffic jam is a problem or global warming is a problem, but actually the real problem with which all of us are suffering is birth, death, old age and disease. This is a real problem with which we are suffering, and many of us don't even know it. We think we are here, we enjoy, let us have fun and go away and again come back. So we don't even have a realization that what is our real problem, that we are actually bound in this cycle of birth and death. This is not our real place. And what we have to do? We have to break this cycle of birth and death and go back to Godhead, because we are part and parcel of Krishna, right? Mamai vansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. We are integral part of Krishna. So we have to go back. But then we are not even aware, isn't it? So Krishna says that those who understand, and from where will you understand? Read Bhagavatam. Yeah. So when we read Bhagavatam, we really, really understand the janma and karma of the various avatars of Krishna. We really learn, and then it will help us to come out of the cycle of birth and death. Yeah. Okay, so now we go to the next shlok. Vitarag bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashrita bahavo jnana tapasa Bhuta madbhavam agataha. Vitarag bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa Bhuta madbhavam agataha. Vitarag bhaya krodha manmaya mam upashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa Bhuta madbhavam agataha. Yeah, so Vitarag bhaya krodha. Vit means free. Vit means free. Free from what? Rag. Rag means attachment. Rag means attachment. Bhaya. Bhaya is fear. Krodh. Krodh is anger, right? Manmaya means fully absorbed in, just thinking about me. Mam upashrita. And upashrita means refuge. Take refuge in me. Come to me. Bahvo jnana tapsa. Many jnana, by jnana and tap, puta, getting purified. Mad bhavam agata. Bhavam means, mad means mera. Bhavam is the highest, last but one stage of bhakti. That is bhav bhakti. Bhav agata. They have actually attained. So let us read the meaning. Being freed from attachment.
Being free from attachment,
Fear and anger. Being fully absorbed in me.
being fully absorbed in me,
And taking refuge in me.
and taking refuge in me.
Many persons in the past
Many persons in the past
became purified by knowledge of me.
became purified by knowledge of me,
And thus
and thus
they all attained
they all attained
transcendental love for me.
transcendental love for me.
So, what will happen when you actually understand the Jan Karma of Krishna, and when you are totally absorbed in listening and learning, and you have learned about Krishna? First thing is you free yourself from the cycle of birth and death. How? Because you'll become free of attachment, fear, and krodha. Right? So what happens when you're totally absorbed in Krishna? You don't want anything else. Whatever happens is for good. Right? You don't want anything else. Nothing belongs to us. You understand that we are stuck in this material world. There's nothing belongs to us. Everything belongs to Krishna. Yeah. So when you don't have anything, why are you afraid? We are afraid of losing something. When nothing belongs to me, what will I lose? Right? So there's no fear. There's no krodh. Why do we get krodh? Because we read in the second chapter, because we desire. We are desiring something. And then when we keep on thinking about it, we want that. When we have a strong desire, we don't get it. What will happen? After all the cycle that we learned, finally what happens? We start getting angry because our expectations are not met. But when you have your expectation, desire, everything is Krishna. Yeah. So no attach. So basically, what Krishna is saying, yeah, that we trag bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashita. Mamupashita is just thinking about me. What has happened? Bahvo jnana tapsa. Many people, by their tap, by their austerity, they have actually got purified. Puta means purified. They have got purified, and by getting purified, what they have got? They have got bhavam. They have got transcendental love for me, and by that, because of thinking about me always, taking refuge on me always, what has happened? They have developed love for me, and by that they have come to me, and that is how you can come to me. This is what Krishna says. Hare Krishna. Now the Krishna, the creator and culmination of all paths. Okay. The next shlok we'll go to is shlok number 11. Ye yatha mam upadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartaman anuvartante manushya partha sarvasha ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartamanu vartante manushya partha sarvashah
ये यथा मां
प्रपद्यन्ते तां तथैव भजाम्यहम् मम वर्तमानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्या पार्थ सर्वशः. So we'll take the first line. Let's read the meaning first. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path. In all respects. O son of Pritha. Yeah. So now let's read the first part. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. Prapadyante means surrender. Prapadyante means surrender. Ye yatha mam prapadyate. The way as you surrender unto me. As your degree of surrender is towards me, Tam Sathi Bhaja, I will accordingly, I'm not partial, I'll accordingly reward you. That is the first sentence. That's the meaning of that. The way you are surrendering to me, accordingly I'm going to give you the results. Very, very fair, right? So he talks about degree of realization. Yeah. So Krishna is the absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead. Now this can be explained in, the absolute truth is can be achieved in 3 levels. What are the 3 levels? Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. They are the 3 levels by which the supreme personality of Godhead can be known, the absolute truth can be known. So in Bhagavatam, there is a shlok. We'll go to the next shlok. There's a, it's not there. It says in Bhagavatam, there is a shlok. Vadanti tattva, with this tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwaneti shabdet. It explains that the absolute truth appears in 3 forms. One is Brahmas, Brahmasmi, like Brahma. Then this is Paramatma and Bhagwan. Now, all this 3, there are 3 different levels. There are 3 different Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. There are 3 different levels. And the way you are surrendering accordingly, you will understand. So I'll give you an example. By that example, we'll try to understand, and then we'll come back to that this particular description, right? Suppose you're traveling by a train or a plane, and you're seeing a mountain. Yeah. From far, the mountain looks all green. The mountain is looking all green, right? Now, when you come closer, you see that mountains also have some trees. Different types of trees are there on the mountain, right? You see that the mountain has different types of trees, right? But when you come very close to it, you see there are huts, there are people, there are animals, and they are moving around. Yeah. So when you are still far, you can, so God could be, this 3 levels can be explained by this example. Yeah. When you are far, when you have not surrendered enough, you will understand God as a Brahma, that he is a light. You will see it as a light. Yeah, you'll see it as a light. The more you surrender, you will actually start going inside, start getting more known what it is. And then you will realize that God is actually sitting in our heart as a super soul, as a Paramatma. But when you still go deep into it, you will see that is actually a Bhagwan. So these realization comes the more you surrender. As and when you surrender, and the more you develop the relation with God, and the stronger the relation with God is, the more you will be able to understand. And Krishna says in the 10th chapter, 8th shlok, he says that the more you surrender to me, I help. The 10th shlok, he says, the more you surrender unto me, I help you to basically open to show you the way so that you can understand me more. It all depends upon your surrendering level. It all depends upon your surrendering level. Understood? So this is our vision. Basically, these 3 things are vision. So what we say, and then, so now we'll go to the next line, which is Mama Vartamanu Vartante Manushya Partha Sarvasha. He says, Mama Vartaman. Mam means mine. Vartaman says path, my path. Huh? Anuvartante is follows. Manushya, all men, all people actually follow my path. Sarvasha means always path. O path is Arjun. O Arjun. Second line he says, actually everyone follows my path. Yeah. How will we see that? So if you look at people, you can divide the people into 2 parts. One is a materialistic, one is a transcendentalist. In general, people are materialistic. Right? Yeah. And when they are materialistic, what happens? What happens is they are, what is a materialistic looking for? He's looking for pleasure. Right? And we think, okay, I go and do this, I'll get pleasure. Right? right? So that is the common way we think life is. Yeah, we want to eat something, we want to go and eat something, and oh, okay, if I have this, maybe if I buy a house, I'll have happiness. I buy a car, I'll have happiness. I go and travel this, I'll have. So we are pleasure seeker. Now pleasure seeker could be in different levels. When we don't get pleasure in something, many people go to alcohol thinking they will drink and they'll feel happy, right? And then so what is happening? They are basically, everyone is trying to seek pleasure. Now, what is Krishna? Krishna is Satchidanand. Sat is eternal, Chit is all knowledgeable, and Anand is blissful. So he is a complete pleasure. Yeah, but because the materialistic don't know, they are seeking pleasure here and there. Now what will happen? Either they will come across some devotee, and maybe through that they may get into transcendental path and learn, and if they have self-realization, they will move and try to learn that. So finally they may go towards transcendental, learn, then they may talk about Brahma, they'll start knowing about Brahma, then they'll know about Paramatma, then they'll talk about, slowly their path, and after many millions of births, they will come to know accordingly. Depends upon your, basically it all depends upon how much scriptural knowledge you are reading your scriptures, and how much you are in doing satsang, where you are getting to know these things. Because when you don't know, you don't know. Yeah, so again it is your karma because of which you get. So it is a bless when you get some devotees through which you can start learning this. So this may happen, and the materialistic may seek a permanent pleasure. Yeah, otherwise what will happen? So this is what the way. Otherwise he will seeking pleasure. Money is there, pleasure. In the end, okay, I've got everything, I'm still not happy. Then what? Either they will go to greed something, or they will go to intoxication. That's what happens. Yeah, and they will fall down. So pleasure, they are seeking pleasure, but actually what will happen finally? Either they will, so they cannot get pleasure on this material world, because everything is temporary and nothing is permanent, right? So if the materialist, they are looking for pleasure, that's why they are looking, that is a real thing, but they don't know. Yeah, so indirectly or directly they are looking for pleasure. Pleasure is basically Krishna, which they don't know. And if they don't know, that's what will, these are the other options that will happen. A transcendentalist in the other way, what will happen? A transcendentalist, when we, even in Gita, when we are reading, we have different paths are there, right? There's a Gyan marg, there is a Dhyan marg, there's a Bhakti marg, there's a Karma marg, right? So normally the Karma marg is more materialistic, yeah. But Karma with detachment and offering to Vishnu is Bhakti, is basically more of, what do you call it, is towards transcendental, right? Now the Gyan marg, when the Gyanis, when they are growing, they will finally reach a stage where they come to know that, okay, I am this body, I'm not this body, I'm a soul. And that's where they end. If they end there, then they will be actually following for Brahm, the Brahm. So the effulgence of the God. But the yogis, they go further down to the Brahm. They believe that there's something within more than Brahm, and they still start looking for, they still continue their search. And then they come to the stage where they realize the super soul is actually sitting in my heart. And when they reach to that stage that is sitting in my heart, then they basically start meditating on the super soul sitting in the heart, and they leave it there. Maybe after a few births, they will realize it's something more than that. And then when they continue searching for that, then they will be lucky enough to get to know the Bhagwan form of Krishna, which has, so the Parashar Muni has given a definition. Who is Parashar Muni? Parashar Muni is the father of Vedyas. And he has given a definition of Bhagwan. Who is a Bhagwan? Yeah, and that we read in the second chapter when we're talking about that. Bhagwan has got all the six. Okay, so he has got six, what do you call it, characteristics that is there. Yeah, so he is all knowledge, all beauty, all wealth, all strength, all fame, and after everything he has all renunciation. Everything is there, but he doesn't want anything. So this is what he is characterized as Bhagwan. That is a definition given by Parashar Muni. So this is what we talk about. So this is ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajameham. As and when you read, the way you will actually surrender unto me accordingly, that is how I'll reward. Yeah, and Mama Vartmano Vridhi Manushya Patharaj, and everyone is actually looking for me directly or indirectly, right? So here there's an example again we can talk about is, to understand the three Brahm and stages of thing. You can compare it with sun. Yeah, sun has sunshine. Sun has sunshine. It has a sun body, sun disk, and then it is sun god. These are the three stages. So when the people who are thinking about Brahma, they are actually equating it to sunshine. And sunshine is nothing but the effulgence of Krishna. If something great is there, if there's a lot of light, that light, it will be explained in the 11th chapter, and that is the effulgence of Krishna. That is what is Brahma. When you are looking at light, that is a light. When you go more near, it's like, when you go beyond sunshine, when you see there's a sun body, that is the Paramatma form. And then the sun god itself, yeah, that if you quit, that is Krishna. So this is the three form. Yeah. Now we go to the next shlok, which is 12th. Kangshatah karmanam siddhim yajantah ihi devata shipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja Kangshatam karmanam siddhim yajantah ihi devata shipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Mataji. Kangshatah karmanam siddhim yajanta ihi devata shipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Now, so there's a question, if Krishna is everything, then why people go to devtas? Why do they pray the demigods? Why they are praying to demigods? So this is what it is here. Kangshatam karmanam siddhim. Kangshatam means desire. Karmana means the results of fruitive activities. Siddhim, to get the success in fruitive activities. Yajantah ihi devata. What people do? People go and worship devta. Who is devta? Devta are the demigods, right? Shipram hi manushe loke. And what they do? Shipram, very quickly, to the people, siddhir bhavati karmaja. And whatever they, they would have requested, depending upon their, their karma and all, actually it will get blessed, right? So let's read, they get it. So let's read the meaning of it. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities. And therefore, they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course. Men gets results from fruitive work in this world. So in general, what happens in the material world? We need something. What we do? We go, we pray. So normally the relation that we share with God is, when I need something, I go to you. It's a business relation. I need something, I go to you, I pray. You give it to me, I'm happy. I give you something for that. I my laddu chadaunga, this happens, and I'll give you this. If this happens, I'll give you this. So what the relation in the material world that we try to share with the demigods is, we actually do a business. Yeah, right. You please. I mean, I'm praying. I'll do so much vrata. I'll do so much. I will do this thing. When you, and once you complete it, I will go and give you prasadam. Right. So this is called business relationship. And what happens? What do devtas do? If you, based on your karma and all, if it is there, you will get it. You will get it. And once it happens, so and what exactly is happening? First is, who is devtas? Who are devtas? That's very important for us to understand, right? Who are the demigods? So now, just like now, devtas are also the part and parcel of Krishna, but they are empowered. They have got high powers. Now, just like a corporate, there's a CEO, there are a lot of first level management, second level management. So imagine for running a company, when you need such a hierarchy, for running a universe, what hierarchy, how much hierarchy you'll be needing, right? So what happens? We have different departments, and the head of different departments are the demigods, are the devtas, right? So for example, I also keep Saraswati Mataji always there when I'm speaking, so that she can bless me and I can speak, right? So for Vidya, we have Saraswati, right? For money, we have Lakshmi. So for everything, you see, we have for Ganesha. And for fire, we have something, fire god we have. Everything we have a god. For water, we need rains, we pray to Indra. Yeah, Varun we have for water. So for every department that we have one demigod has been put so that the universe can be managed properly. The head of this material world is Durga ji. Durga is she's the external energy of Krishna. She's a Mahamaya. So we have two phases. One, when we have internal energy, we have external energy. The external energy is material, this material world, that world in which we are. She's the owner of this world. She's the head of this world. So what normally happens? We all pray to Durga. Why do we pray to Durga? Because she's the head of material world. We want anything, we don't know much beyond that. Our knowledge is limited there. It finishes there because we have not read our scriptures. Yeah. So what happens is, it is there. And what we do is, and we go there, we pray to them and we ask. For what we ask? We ask something which is more material. If you ask for getting knowledge to cross this, cycle of birth and death, she will lead you to Krishna. But then what we do, we go there and ask for, ye kaam ho jaye to main ye karunga, ye kaam ho jaye to main ye karungi. That's what we do, right? And what is happening? We are actually getting bound and bound and bound in this material world. We are getting more and more actually bound in this material world. Instead of getting free, we are getting more attached. And that's what Krishna actually tells to Devaki and Vasudev. He said, you actually prayed to me so much. You performed so much austerity. But what did you ask when I appeared? You asked a son. You asked a son. So I gave you, and you continued your janm after janm after janm. And this time when he's born, I'm instructing you to go and do the austerity so that you can come out of this cycle of birth and death. So what we do, we go and pray and ask for something material. And what is happening? We are getting more bound and bound and bound and bound. Understood? So if you have to pray to any of the gods, you ask for the right knowledge so that you can cut this cycle of birth and death. That is the way you ask. So that you get the right knowledge, so that we get the right knowledge, not you. We get the right knowledge which can help us to cross this Bhav Sagar, this material world of birth and death. Yeah, that is what our ask should be. Yeah, but we also always ask something which is more material. So now you know who Devtas are. Yeah, and then you know what happens, why they give us, they will be happy because we are committing, we are doing that, all the yagna, we get it. But finally but if the same Durga Devi you pray and you ask for helping you to come out of this material world, she will grant you that. Because remember that, if you remember that shlok we talked about in the previous class, Maya Dhyakshaye Prakriti. Prakriti is what? Material nature. She's the material energy. She's the controller. She's the material energy. Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharachara. The material energy is under my control. Maya Adhyakshena, under my control is Prakriti, the material nature. Suyate Sacharachara. And all the char and achar. Char means living, achar means non-living. Everything living and achar, everything is under my, right? Remember we talked about that in detail in the other day. So that is what we should know. That's what it happens. And Krishna says in the early, in one of the shlok in the 7th, 8th chapter, he says, Antvantu phalam tesham tad bhavatya alpa medasa. So men of small intelligence worship the demigods and their fruits are limited and temporary. It will again go, right? Now we go to the next shlok, which is 13. Yeah, if my cursor is not moving. ये हटाना पड़ेगा.
अब नहीं
It's hung. Yeah, done bit. Yeah, it's okay. We are in 13 now. Yeah. So let's read that. Chaturvarnyam maya shishtam guna karma vibhagashah tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam chaturvarnyam maya shishtam guna karma vibhagashah tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं
chaturvarnyam maya shishtam guna karma vibhagashah tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam. So now talks about chaturvarnyam maya shishtam. Chaturvarnya is the four social orders which exist in the universe, which is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. They are the four varna. Yeah. Chaturvarnya maya shishtam. Who has created this varna? The four varna. Who has created this? Maya. I have shishtam. It's my creation. Chaturvarnyam maya shishtam guna karma vibhagasha. On what basis? On the basis of guna and karma, not on the basis of birth. Krishna is very clear. It is not on the basis of birth. We have manipulated and made it birth-wise. But chaturvarnyam maya shishtam guna karma vibhagasha. Based on the guna and karma, yeah, on that vibhag is division. Tasya kartaram apimam. Tasya kartam apimam. I am the creator. Mam is I am the creator of it. Vidya kartaram avyayam. And even though I am the creator, I am not influenced by it. So let's read the meaning of it. According to the three modes of material nature, and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Okay, so now let's look at guna. We have talked about guna in a previous class also. Guna is basically the modes of material nature. Guna. We talked about the modes of material nature, and we talked about that there are three modes of material nature: the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance. Yeah, and we talked about that the soul is pure, but as soon as it comes into this material world, as soon as the soul comes in contact with this material world, it becomes conditioned. It becomes conditioned. What is the meaning of the condition means? Condition means it gets influenced by the three modes of material nature. What are the three modes? Modes is ignorance, goodness, passion and ignorance, right? Yeah. And on what basis, how much we will get conditioned? Based on our karmas. Based on our karma. That is what is our life. We are born, as a soul, we are pure, but we are born in this material world. When we come to this material world, we get conditioned, because this material world is controlled by material energy, material nature. And the material nature, what are the three things put in this world? These are the three things. They are the three modes which is existing. Just like we have read in our school, there are the three primary colors. Which are the three colors? Red, yellow, and blue. Red, yellow, and blue are the three primary colors, and all colors that exist is because of a combination of these colors. Similarly, there are three gunas which exist in the Prakriti, in this material world, controlled by material energy, and these three things in each and every human being living entity, whether it's a human, they are influenced by these three gunas in different proportions, in different degrees. Everyone is unique in different degrees. And how? Depend upon their guna, right? Now, what is Chaturvarnya? Chaturvarnya is so if you look at the universe, it's divided into social order and spiritual order. Social order is what Krishna is talking about, that the social order is the four orders: Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Yeah. Now, based on the gun and karma is the work. Everyone is expected to have some work. So we'll talk about that in the next flow. But Brahmin has an activity to do. So the work of the Brahmin is to help the spiritual knowledge, to help the society to grow spiritually. The Kshatriya is to administer. Vaishyas is to do business, and Shudras is to work. All of us who are there in this material right now, we all are Shudras. We just work. We don't do anything else. Yeah. So that is how we have become, right? But when Krishna created, he created the social order into four form, and it was not by birth. It was based on your gun. Gun means at what level you are and what you are doing, and what is the karma. So we will next 4 shloks we'll read about the karma. This is actually the shlokas I have taken from the 18th chapter. When we read the 18th chapter from 41 to don't see, I'll just talk about it. From 41 to 43, the shloks talks about the work of each. So the next shlok, let me just take it. The shlok 41 is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudranam cha Parantapa is Arjun, Karmani pravibhaktani Sabhava prabhair guna. Yeah, it means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes or chastiser of enemy. And then he goes in 42, he talks about the nature of each. And he says, Shamo Dama Tapah Shocham Shanti Rajam Evacha Jnanam Vijnanamastikya Brahma Karma Subhavajan. What is the quality of a Brahmin? Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the things which are the qualities of a Brahmin. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmins work. And then he talks about Kshatriya. Shauryam tejo dhritir daksham yuddhe chapya palayanam danam ishwaram abhasya shatram karma subhavajan. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership. They are the natural qualities of a Kshatriya. And then he says, Krishi gorakshamanijyam Vaishya karma subhavajan parichayatmakam karma shuddha syapi subhavajan. Krishi, farming, cow production, and business are the natural work of the Vaishyas, and the Shudras, they are labor and service to others. Yeah. So the 4 social orders are based on these qualities. There has been king, if you read the Bhagavatam, there have been king for the first 9 became a Brahmin, the next 20 became some numbers became king. So this is how it is there. This is how. So Krishna says, I created the social order so that based on the guna and karma of the thing, right? And then so this is a social order he created. Now this is true everywhere. This is not for India. If you look at anywhere in the universe, you will find 4 types of people. Yeah. If you observe any part of the world, you will find 4 types of people. One type of people are actually trying to trying to give knowledge so that you can spiritual knowledge. Yeah. One type of people, so those people are actually gets classified under Brahmins. You will see another class of people who are actually, they are more of leaders. They are leading some company. They are leaders. They are more of something like Modi. Yeah, they are leaders. Yeah, of the country and all. They are more of Kshatriya. They are basically gets classified as Kshatriya. Yeah. Then there are business people. The leader of the business corporate houses. Ambani. Yeah. So what are they? They are actually Vaishyas. So that is by nature they are like that. And rest of the people, what we do, we serve, we work, and we get money. So we all are Shudras. Got it? So these are the four. So Chaturvarnya Maya system, Guna Karma Bhagsha. Now we have understood this one. Now, just like Varna, there are four ashram. Now, Varnashram is Sanatan Dharma. What is Sanatan Dharma? Sanatan Dharma, we say we are Sanatanis. So the Varnashram system is the Sanatani way of living. So we talked about Varn till now, we didn't talk about ashram. Ashram is, what are the four ashrams that we have? Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanapras, and Sannyas. These are the four ashram which is there, created, right? Brahmacharya means gaining knowledge of all sorts. Yeah, all sorts, spiritual, all knowledge. Then Grihastha, establish your home. Yeah, establish your home, have your the byproducts, the family, take care of the entire family. That is the Grihasthashram. Yeah, and enjoy your Grihasthi. That is again a part of your Grihasthashram. Having fun, enjoyment is also a part of Grihasthi, because you have to do that to move to the next ashram, which is Vanapas. If you have not done in Grihasthi, you cannot move to Vana. Not that but the way our orders have been set, you have to do Brahmacharya first 25 years of your life, where you are actually gaining knowledge, you are studying, and then you move into Grihastha, where you have a family, you have fun with the family, but everything should be centered around Krishna. And that's how we have to put our family, but have fun, enjoy, because that is the ashram where you are supposed to do it. And when you finish that, by the end of your ashram, you'll realize that now you must go to Vanaprastha ashram, where you have to think about God. You have to spend more time with God, less time with people, but more time with God. And sannyas is when you close all your attachments. So that now, what is this Sanatan Dharma and what is this Varnashram Dharma? The Sanatan Dharma has been constructed by this Varnashram Dharma has been constructed in such a way that it by nature helps the soul to move from birth towards the spiritual and go towards the Godhead. The way our ashrams are constructed, that we gain knowledge, and during the knowledge we also gain the scriptural knowledge, all the knowledge, 360 knowledge we get that one, and then we move. So it has been such that when you are a grihast, you are supposed to perform yajna, you are supposed to give a lot of donation to the other to the sannyasis or to the temple, so that they can also spread. Yeah, so all those are the responsibilities of the grihastha, so that you can flourish that. You are supporting the brahmacharya, you are supporting the vanaprastha also. Yeah, so our Sanatan Dharma or our Varnashram Dharma has been considered in such a way that we by default move and spiritually forward. Yeah, so that is the spiritual order of our society. And any society, if we do, if this you get married, you have a family, so this is the spiritual way of living. Yeah, and if this is not followed, then it is an animalistic way of living. Yeah. And then we just talked about the first line now. Chaturvarnya Maya Shishtam, Guna Karma Bhavsha. Now the next line is Tasya Kartaram Api Mam, Vidya Kartaram Avyayam. He says, although I am the creator of the system, you should know that I am yet a non-doer. But I am not, although I have created the system, but I am above it. It doesn't influence me. Yeah, and being unchangeable, it is like it is I'm beyond that. It doesn't happen. Why it's so? Because he has created, it is created by, it is like if you go to if you want to get your job done, some job done, what happens? You put a desire, you go and put your application. Then before it can get executed, it has to go to a final authority to approve. And once that authority approves, it gets executed, right? Similarly, here also the stages are. We put the request, it gets approved. And Krishna is beyond the material world. He says, Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti, right? Prakriti is controlled by me. Krishna says in the 9th chapter, 10th slok, Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Suvidasa Chadra. So the Prakriti is controlled by me, right? So I don't have to do this. This whole material world is managed by Prakriti. I don't have to worry about it. So I'm above it. The modes of material world doesn't influence me. It doesn't influence me. So I'm untouched. Although I've created a system, but I'm not touched by the system. Okay, that's what he says in the second line. And now we move to the next slok, which is 42, which is 14. न माम कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति
न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति
न मे कर्म फले स्पृहा
न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा
इति माम योभिजानाति
इति मां युक्तिजानाति
कर्मभिर्न सबध्यते
कर्मभिर्न सबध्यते
न माम कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति
न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति
न मे कर्म फले स्पृहा
न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा
इति माम योभिजानाति
इति मां युक्तिजानाति
कर्मभिर्न सबध्यते.
कर्मभिर्न सबध्यते
पापा ट्राई करेंगे. मिनी.
न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति
न माम कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति
न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा
न मे कर्म फले स्पृहा
इति मां योऽभिजानाति
इति माम योभिजानाति
कर्मभिर्न सबध्यते.
कर्मभिर्न
सबध्यते.
We read the meaning of it. There is no work that affects me,
There is no work that affects me,
nor do I aspire for the fruits of action.
nor do I aspire for the fruits of action.
One who understands the truth
One who understands this truth
about me
about me
and also does not does not
also does not
become entangled in the fruitive reaction of work.
become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work.
So he says here, in short, that he is above the modes of material nature. We jivas, we living entities, we are conditioned soul. We are actually bound with this, and whatever karma we do, we have a reaction, and we have to suffer or enjoy that reaction, whatever we are doing. But Krishna is above the mode of material, because that is maya adhyakshana bhakti. It's under my control. It's my external energy. Yeah, so I'm above that, and none of the work can bound me. Yeah, it is beyond that. Yeah, and an example could be, a king. King creates the law. Everyone follows the law. He may or may not create, although he should. But the thing is, king is above the law, right? It's like that. So basically, he is beyond the material mode, beyond things. So nothing. He doesn't need anything. We don't have much time, so I'll not go in detail about this shlok, and we will go to the next shlok. 15th. एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म
एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म
पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः
पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः
कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं
कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं
पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतं
पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतम्
एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म
एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म
पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः
पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः
कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं
कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं
पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतं
पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतम् एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म
एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म
पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः
पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः
कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं
कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं
पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतम्
पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतं. Mumukshubhi means liberated. So he says, Evam Gatva, all the knowledge he has given till now, by knowing these knowledge, that's how Purapi, in the ancient times, the liberated souls, they have done like that. They have done all these things. So what happened? He says that you also follow the path of those rishis so that you can get liberated. So we read the meaning of this. All the liberated souls
All the liberated souls
in ancient times
in ancient times
acted with this understanding
acted with this understanding
of my transcendental nature.
of my transcendental nature.
Therefore, you should
Therefore, you should
perform your duty
perform your duty
following in their footsteps.
following in their footsteps.
Okay, so he says that if you want to come out of this cycle of birth and death, know about me. How to know more about me? First, connect to him. How do you connect to him? You chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. You can chant. The more you chant the mantra, the more stronger your relation will be. Yeah, the more stronger your relation will be, the more you'll be able to see the different phases. Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. You can understand more and more understanding. He himself will give you. You will be actually, slowly you will find yourself in such an environment where you are given some knowledge. He just arranges that. Yeah. And then when you do that way, the more, and then what will happen? You will be also be able to read, hear, read. If you live and live your life with keeping Krishna in the center, if you are doing that, as he says that others, souls have got liberated, and if we follow that, we will also get liberated. Yeah. So let us now chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times and end the class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.